Good afternoon. Welcome to Borough Hall. First, I would like to thank the Borough President for giving us the opportunity to honor two heroes of the month that we're going to hear from the Borough President very soon, of their great action and changing people's lives in Brooklyn. Today, we're exceptionally honored. We're going to have the opportunity to honor a fire lieutenant who saved a boy's life, and we're so delighted and a pleasure to have the family and the boys here. At the same time, we're going to honor an organization that we're going to hear from the Borough President firsthand, how they change people's lives every day. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams.
Thanks so much, Abe, and we really look forward to doing the Hero of the Month events, because oftentimes we hear so much bad news that takes place throughout the city and throughout the country, but many of the individuals who we acknowledge of their heroic actions, they never call us. We actually call them. We reach out and ask them, would they come down and allow us to acknowledge them and let other Brooklynites know of some of the great things that takes place throughout the city when one goes beyond the call of duty to do something special and extraordinary. I think it's important just to acknowledge them, and it creates a lifetime bond. When you look at some of the actions of our FDNY, our police officers, our teachers, some of the relationships that they develop after an incident like that traumatizes the family, but then there's a bright star when someone steps up and does the right thing. So I want to thank the folks who are with us today, and if we could just take a moment of silence. My good friend, Fire Commissioner Nigro, lost his dad transitioned, and we just want to take a moment. He would have been here with us, but he's going through the wake and the other ceremony attached to when one loses a family member. Thank you. We want to also thank the First Deputy Commissioner, Robert Turner, who's here with us, FDNY First Deputy FDNY Chief of Department, James Leonard, FDNY Brooklyn Command Chief Wayne Cartwright, Zone and Dina Pierre, parents of Justin, who's also here with us, Yad Ephraim, organization leadership, president and the founder, the COO is also, and the coordinator is also here with the executive vice president, the president. The president, I don't think he was able to make it with us, but we have a representative that's here from the organization. So we have two heroes of the month that we want to acknowledge this month. The first hero of the month goes to, we're doing both September and August and September. The first hero is Lieutenant Victor Milukas, FDNY Ladder 159 in Flatlands. And I was really moved by the lieutenant's story on what he did, because you often hear about the actions of firefighters. They really have courage under fire, able to go into a burning building. Not too many people would do that. And then when you get there, to be able to remain calm and have your composure so that you can go and carry out that difficult search for family members who may be in the building. And it is not a quick action. And this really personifies the heroic actions of those firefighters. Many of them are here with us today, and we cannot thank them enough. This incident took place on August 24th, 2015. FDNY received numerous calls for a house on fire on Avenue P in Marine Park. Lieutenant Milukas headed to the second floor. When he arrived at the scene, where he searched multiple smoke-filled bedrooms with almost zero visibility. He entered one room when he saw two bunk beds, and using his fire experience and the time of the day it was, he realized that there was a possibility that there was children in the room, and that he conducted a search. Fortunate for all of us that during the search, he discovered young Justin lying in the room, and he was able to immediately turn him over to EMS, and he was transported to the hospital, and we were able to save Justin's life. This is an amazing story that young Justin is here with us today because of the heroic action of Lieutenant and his members of the FDNY. It's a team. When they respond to fires, they operate as a team, and all of them really deserve a round of applause for saving the life of young Justin, who has so much energy. You know, and the family is here today. You never know. You start your day not knowing who's going to be the person that's going to have a great impact on your life. And this is just a wonderful story, and I'm hoping Justin would grow up to be a firefighter, you know. This is a great story. So we want to read the proclamation. Whereas on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute Lieutenant Victor Milukas, an 18-year veteran firefighter who rescued 2-year-old Justin Pierre from a fire in the Marine Park neighborhood in Brooklyn by performing CPR on the toddler, and was found unconscious in the house filled with thick smoke. I applaud him for the bravery and persistence that he displayed when he responded to the fire, going beyond the call of duty and truly showing why FDNY are our bravest. I thank you, Lieutenant Victor Milukas, for a job well done. Borough President Eric Adams. This is the second incident of saving someone's life. We were told he saved someone's life in Queens as well, an adult. So we want to thank you for just going in the line of fire, doing the right thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, picture with your family, the whole family. Oh, this is a beautiful.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out and honoring me today. It's not just an honor for me, but for all the guys on the fire department. We don't do our job this way to be honored. It's just something that we have a calling for. And again, as the Borough President said, it's not something, most of the time events are tragic. This is the one time that is just amazing and changed my life, and most people that I know that heard it, it changed theirs, and it's just another good day for the fire department. And again, I'd like to thank the Brooklyn Borough for this honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
One of you guys, mother.
Hello. I'd just like to thank everybody because this could have been like our darkest hour, but like I always tell my wife, God just sends you angels. And I also have to thank Hatsola too. All I can say is Toda Rabba to Hatsola. and I also like to thank, of course, the lieutenant, because he just sent him. He saved my son. I could have been without a family right now. And I thank God for that. Thank you so much. And thank God for everybody too, because I work for Mimani. I'm an RN in Mimani's Medical Center, and the entire staff from the VP of Nursing, Camille, Tom Smith, my head nurse, Leland Riley. My wife works for NYU. Her colleagues at NYU helped tremendously. Thank you to everybody. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank the firemen. Thank you.
Just an amazing story, and it just really personifies we just have good people in this city and in this borough. And when these guys respond to an explosion in Borough Park, a fire somewhere, it doesn't matter how much a person makes, it doesn't matter what he does for a living. They just go in and see how they can save lives, and they really get charged when they can save the life of an individual. I've seen these guys operate as a police officer and just It's just amazing what they do every day. You know, we cannot thank you guys enough for what you do. You got a real noble profession, and it's really meaningful. And we want to hear from the Deputy Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner Turner.
Okay, good afternoon. It's my privilege to be out here today on behalf of Commissioner Nigro, as you stated. He is with his family during this time of grieving, but he sends his thanks to you for recognizing our members as you do throughout the year for the great work they do. So thank you very much for that. Okay, this past August, in the middle of the night, firefighters here in Brooklyn responded to a dangerous fire and saved Chase's life. And it's a great thing. Family is the most precious thing in our lives, and this picture says it all. This is a very treasured moment to see all of you together, and that's due to the work of Victor. Through intense heat and blinding smoke and truly deadly conditions, Victor and his crew were able to reach Chase and bring him out safely. Chase is also a tough young man. He was barely burned by the fire, but he's here today with his parents, Dina and Jean. And we're all thrilled to see you, Chase, and your family. Throughout our 150 years of history, we've had many experiences like this where great work has been performed by our members throughout our 150-year history. And I thank Victor and the members of Engine 309 and Ladder 159 for keeping up the great work. So continue the tradition, and thank you for all you've done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Our next hero of the month is an organization that I know all too well. I visited them last year sometime, and I was really impressed and moved in what they do. Yad Ephraim, right? Yad Ephraim. Okay, good. I passed that test. It's a great organization. What they do, they provide food for those who are in the hospital, who are on special diets, and also visit those who are in the hospital during their time of need. And this is a volunteer organization, and it's just amazing how they prepare the food. They go out and make sure that people, although they go through a difficult hospital stay, they're there to help them navigate the challenges and complexity that is associated with a hospital stay. We consider them to be our angels on earth. The volunteers are 24/7 organization, and their goal is to ease the burden of the sick and the suffering of those who are hospitalized. And it is so important while families go through a hospital situation. It's good to know that there's someone there that will provide the hot food and the programs and the visiting individuals while they're in the hospital. And so in addition to that, one thing that they do that's very important, they organize blood drives. Oftentimes we go through a shortage of blood when a particular incident takes place, and they're very much part of the extension of our healthcare system. And so we can't thank you enough. We want an organization, a member of the organization to come forward, or you guys to come forward. Don't be modest, don't be shy. You can tell you're not politicians, And so, on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute you, Yad Ephraim, a nonprofit volunteer organization with the mission to provide warm, wholesome meals to those individuals who are hospitalized in Brooklyn to help alleviate the pain and discomfort they may experience. I applaud them for distributing thousands of free meals each month to patients and their family, especially 3,000 meals during the high holiday season in the month of September. I commend them, and I commend the staff of the organization for volunteering their time to prepare, cook, pack, and distribute the food. And I was amazed at the kitchen, how efficient they are in doing so, and visit sick in the hospital. I appreciate all that they have done to to alleviate the pains of those who are going through medical procedures in hospitals. We thank you for what you have done. Signed, Eric Adams, Brooklyn Borough President. Who's going to speak on behalf of President? Which, speak? Yes. Mhm.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the courtesy of Borough President Mr. Eric Adams, Rabbi Yad Friedman, Director of Intergovernmental Affairs, all honorees, honoree of the month, Mr. Victor, and Organization Yad Ephraim. We're here to address the honorees, but first I'd like to address one honoree, which is the honor of the month and really the honor of the year, and that is not only but Mr. Borough President, Mr. Eric Adams. I have a great story that really portrays what Mr. Eric Adams is all about. Did you ever meet a Navy pilot? Captain Charles Plum, a highly decorated Navy pilot, flew 75 successful missions into enemy territory. On his 76th mission, he was shot down by enemy. He ejects himself from the cockpit. He's hurtling towards Earth, at which point he releases his parachute and floats safely to Earth, at which point he's captured by enemy and is a prisoner of war. Years after being released from prison, he's sitting in a restaurant with his wife. A gentleman comes up to him and says, "Are you Mr. Plum?" He says, "Yes." He says, "You don't know me, but I too was in the Navy at the same time as you. And I was the one in charge of packing your parachute for that very last mission." Captain Plum gets up, embraces the gentleman, and says, "Thank you for packing my parachute. You saved my very dear life." I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Borough President Eric Adams for being the parachute for everybody here in Brooklyn. You are there for all the less fortunate families at all times, the less capable people. You are there within a minute's notice, a listening ear, and always there to helping everybody. Whatever is in your power to do, you're always there for us. We thank you very much for that, and we wish you a lot of strength and energy to continue doing your great work for Brooklyn and eventually in the future for the whole New York City. Yad Ephraim is an organization that is a parachute and a lifesaver for the communities in Borough Park, Flatbush. I witnessed it firsthand sitting in the emergency room at 3:30 a.m. and in comes Rabbi Greenberg with a hot cup of coffee. I can really tell you it saved my life. Friday night, being in the emergency room and everybody is home eating their Shabbos meal, volunteers of Yad Ephraim are there giving us chicken soup for the soul or a freshly cooked meal, all cooked in their own kitchen by the volunteers of Yad Ephraim. This past month, in September, they served over 7,500 meals in a period of 3 weeks. For anybody that was in the hospital that couldn't provide their own food, they were there for them. Yad Ephraim, we thank you, and thank you for being the parachute again for our communities. And at this same moment, I'd like to also commend Rabbi Yad Friedman. I called upon him a few weeks ago. He doesn't even know, but he was there within a minute's notice. He's always there for us, and I enjoyed his fresh coffee and cake in the Orange Regional Medical Center, upstate New York. Rabbi Yad Friedman, keep up your good work, and thank you, Mr. Adams, for hosting us today. Good afternoon.
Any questions for anyone that's here? Okay, we want to get a great shot. The uniform and the families.